we're counting down to the Met Ball, the annual gala overseen by Vogue's Anna Wintour. It's known as the Super Bowl of fashion. Kerry Washington, our good friend, is going to join us in just a moment. But first, ABC's Rachel Smith has all the details.
It's the red carpet event of the year. So exclusive, it's for A-listers and A-plus listers only. We're talking about George and Amal, Kim Ye and Madonna, and Queen Bee herself. The annual Met Ball, held at New York City's Metropolitan Museum of Art, is officially a fundraising event for the museum's Costume Institute. Unofficially, it's a Super Bowl of fashion, in which anything, have we mentioned anything, goes. The Spring Gala combines the stars of sports, music, fashion, and film for one glittery evening.
This is like the most exquisite date night ever.
Yeah, this is not our typical date night at all.
There's no way to buy a ticket to the event. It's by invitation only. And the guest list? It's top secret. Overseen by Vogue editor-in-chief, Anna Wintour.
Fashion can create a dream.
The theme of this year's event, Manus Ex Machina, fashion in an age of technology. Among the ball's co-chairs, Taylor Swift. She and her fellow guests will climb the dozens of red-carpeted steps to get to the evening of dinner, dancing, and entertainment that follows. All in a night's work for the most famous of the famous in the world. For Good Morning America, Rachel Smith, ABC News, New York.
Joining us now, Kerry Washington, star of ABC Scandal, and the woman whose Met Gala look last year earned her Belle of the Met Ball. How do you top that?
I don't know, but we're going to try.
I know
we're
that
going to
you
try.
will. Always great to see you.
You too.
And we've had all these looks over the years. Did you have a favorite look?
I really loved last year, but I like kind of seeing the spectrum. It's sort of a cool walk through time.
It really is. And how did you go about picking last year?
You know, I had never worn a big sort of ball gown to the Met before. I had tended to go with more sleek silhouette, so I just thought it would be fun.
Oh, and it was. And you seemed so comfortable and happy, and it was.
It's also a dress you can eat in, which is fun at a dinner.
Ah, that is very key, because you do eat.
You do eat, yes.
Right.
You have to be able to touch up your own lipstick and wear a dress you can eat in.
How is it different this than, say, the Oscars red carpet and other red carpets?
I think, you know, for me, this night is really strictly about fashion. You know, a lot of other events, the Oscars are about filmmaking, the Emmys are about excellence in television, but this night is really about fashion as art and celebrating the Met and celebrating, you know, the history of great fashion and how it fits into our context of American art, international art.
Yeah, I'm glad you put it like that. George was kidding me because, you know, everybody wants a little clue or hint to what you're wearing tonight. And George was saying, yeah, I tried, George, but you're right. Not giving it up. It gives us something to look forward to. But what you do love talking about is being a brand ambassador for Neutrogena.
I do.
And that
Thank you for having me here today, because it's Melanoma Monday.
Yes, it
is. May 2nd. So
talk more about the campaign.
It's a day, you know, Neutrogena has this great campaign about choosing skin health. And when I started working with the company, I actually didn't know enough about skin cancer and the massive epidemic that it is in this country. 350 people are diagnosed every hour in this country.
Every hour?
Every hour with skin cancer. And it's one of the most preventable forms of cancer. So the fact that we can really educate people to use SPF, to use sunblock, to protect themselves, to avoid having to deal with this, I feel proud to be a part of that initiative, that movement.
And you said you can remember your mother putting on sunscreen and how you do that now with your daughter.
It's funny because we have found in our studies at Neutrogena that the more a child watches their mom use sunscreen, the more likely they are to protect themselves. And I thought, well, that makes sense, because I watched my mom do it my whole life, which is rare, because I think in a lot of communities of color, in the Latino community, in the Black community, we tend to think that we're not vulnerable, which actually puts us at more risk.
And talk a little bit more about that, because you do, because people really feel that if you're of a certain color that,
it won't affect you. I'm protected.
But that's just not the case.
It's true. There are a lot of benefits to melanin. It's very, very pretty. Brown girls rock. Black girls rock. But we still are at risk for skin cancer. So it's really important to protect ourselves. I think the statistic is that one incident of sunburn in a child's life makes them 90% more vulnerable to skin cancer.
I have heard that. And I feel a little vulnerable, you sitting in a chair, because what Olivia did with that chair a couple of weeks ago.
That was pretty crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I can't protect you from that.
Did you see that coming?
I didn't. When Shonda told me about it, when I read the script, I was shocked, because we've never seen that side of Olivia before. But
I know.
I'm very grateful that in season 5, I'm still being so challenged by these writers. And I will tell you, actually, that this week's episode, to me, is one of the most important episodes we've had in the history of the show, particularly in this election year. It is an episode not to be missed.
Ooh, you are good.
I'm telling the truth. I wept at this table read. I cried like a baby.
Did you?
I did. I did.
Did you hear that, guys?
I did. I'm being honest. I'm just being honest.
Oh, I know. And there have been some really important, powerful episodes.
But
so
this one is pretty
We're
extraordinary.
There. Okay. TGIT. And also today, seeing you tonight. And thank you for talking about Monday Melanoma.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on this day.
All right.
How about that for a tease?
I know. I can't wait for Thursday.
Thanks, guys.